Hi guys, welcome to today's video. So a while ago I did a video that was introduction to my channel, or get to know me. I think it was called Get to Know Me, and it was me answering a bunch of questions about what I liked and stuff, just so that you could know me better, I guess. And someone sent me a message, someone that knew me before the channel, and they sent me a message saying, why didn't you talk about the fact that you're a lesbian in this introduction video? And today I want to address that, because to me, your sexual orientation or anything related to gender doesn't have anything to do in introducing yourself. You don't go up to a new person and go like, hi, I'm Mel, I'm a lesbian. No. If you're straight, you don't go, hi, I'm Bob, I'm straight. It feels weird to say you're straight, so it does feel weird to say you're whatever you are. I don't know. It makes sense to me until I realized that labels are not necessarily bad, even though I still hate them, because it can help people to understand where you come from, or what you've been through, or how you want to be addressed as, like the pronouns thing for people transitioning from a gender to another. So labels can be helpful, but a lot of the times they're hurtful because we don't use them as we should. And that's because of ignorance, and one way to fix that is education. So today I'm gonna use something called the Genderbread person, which is a tool made by Sam Killerman. I will put the links in the description because this guy is amazing, and the Genderbread person is a educational tool, educational tool, there we go, that you can use to educate people on labels and gender identity, sexual orientation and stuff like that. So I'm going to be using that to explain how I personally identify with all of those labels. So I have it here on my computer, and hopefully I'll be able to put it on the screen as well. There we go, that should be on the screen. Good job me editing. Anyway, so the Genderbread person, as you can see, is a gingerbread man, but it's a genderbread person, and it can help you with gender identity, gender expression, biological sex, sexual attraction, and romantical attraction. So the first thing we're going to start with is gender identity, which is how you in your head define your gender based on how much you align or don't align with how you understand the options for gender. Yeah, that's approximately what's written on it. I'm trying to read and look at the camera at the same time. That's not very convenient. But yeah, gender identity, it's basically what your brain tells you it is, if that makes sense. And one thing I really like about the Genderbread person is that it's not binary. It's not either you're a man or a woman, or it's not a scale that goes from men towards women. Was that a sentence? Maybe. What I mean is that going towards the men direction doesn't take you away from the women direction, so you can actually be both men and women. Anyway, gender identity is what's in your brain, basically. It's in the brain of the genderbread person, it's in your brain, and in my brain I do identify as a woman. There we go, that's the first label I'm gonna use. I am a woman. The second label we're going to use is gender expression, which is how you present yourself through the way you dress, the way you act, the way you talk with gesture or not, or basically your behavior, your social behavior, if that makes sense. And again, the genderbread person uses two scales that goes from non to feminine and then non to masculine. So you can be both feminine and masculine. Or you can be just masculine or just feminine. And again, note that it's two different words. It's not saying men and women, that was for gender identity. It's saying feminine and masculine. So gender expression is how you look, and based on like society's codes and stuff, if you look more like a feminine person or a masculine person. Personally, I would say that I'm like maybe 30% on both scales. I don't think I'm very feminine, but I don't think I'm very masculine. either. So it's like kind of androgynous. I don't know. Some things about me are feminine and some things are masculine. So I think I'm like equally feminine and masculine, but not too much, if that makes sense. The third label is one of the easiest one, yet one of those that can be very complicated if it doesn't align with your gender identity, and that is biological sex. It is the gender you're born with, meaning your genitalias, chromosomes, hormones, voice pitch, anything. Voice pitch. Pitch. How do you say that? Pitch. Yeah, that was good. Anything that basically relates to the biology, the biological definition of your sex. So far as my labels are concerned, female, women, which is cisgender, meaning that my gender identity and my biological gender aligns, as opposed to transgender people who don't identify with the same gender they're born with. Yes, that's it. I was like, oops, I hope I didn't offend anyone. It's fine. So I'm a cisgender female woman, androgynous. I should have put androgynous first. Anyway, that's a lot of labels, but we still have 2 labels to go through, and those are probably my favorite parts of the genderbread person, which is the fact that sexual attraction and romantical attraction are separated, because until very recently, as in last year, I didn't think that, well, it's not that I didn't think that asexuality was a thing, it's just that I didn't think that it was a thing that I needed to be concerned with. Not that I'm concerned, but anyway. But then someone mentioned it to me and I was like, okay, fine, whatever. And then I thought about it and I was like, maybe that's what's wrong with me. And then my head exploded because I was back to thinking that there's something wrong with me, which was a very dangerous track that I was on when I was younger and trying to identify as a lesbian, which was the label I was using for several years. But then I realized I discovered the genderbread person, and I realized that sexual attraction and romantical attraction can be 2 different things. So you can be asexual, but not aromantic, meaning that you can feel attraction towards women, which is my case, but not sexual attraction. What I'm trying to say is you can be sexually attracted to women, men, both, none, sometimes one, sometimes the other, it's fine. Same thing for romantic attraction, you can be romantically attracted to women, men, both, nothing, fine, we don't care. But my point is, it doesn't have to be linked. Like, you're not aromantic if you're asexual. You can be, but you don't have to be. You never have to be anything. But my point is, I think that's why I was so uncomfortable with the terms lesbian, because I was using it as in romantically and sexually attracted to women, and that's not my case. I am romantically attracted to women and female in general, but I am not sexually attracted to women nor men. I guess that was me coming out as an asexual but not a romantic person, because I don't think I've ever said that to anyone on the internet. So yeah, that's a thing, that's a fact about me. Good. Another labels that you could put on my face. I really hope this video turns out well, because it means a lot to me to be able to express myself and answer some of your questions, because you have asked me to talk about LGBT problems and stuff like that, so I'm gonna try and do this. Also, don't forget to go check Sam Skillerman's Genderbread person and website. I'll put his link all in the description. He's amazing, and he's doing a lot for not only LGBT but also women harassment and stuff like that. So yeah, he's a great guy. Links in the description, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye bye! Romantically attraction, good words.